Hi students, this is Madhavi Madam Chemistry. So we are discussing important long answer questions in CBSE Class 12 Senior IPE 8 marks 2026 no. So from the chemical kinetics already we discussed position theory, and this is the second question. Every year they are repeatedly asking. So what is the question? Once see, what is molecularity of a reaction? What is molecularity of a reaction? How is it different from the order of a reaction? Okay, what is molecularity of a reaction? How it is different from the order of reaction? Name one bimolecular and one trimolecular gaseous reaction. So this is the question every year they are repeatedly asking in AP state 2016, 18, 19, 20, 23. In Telangana state 2016, 17, 23. So repeatedly 8 mark question sure in 2026 Senior IPE Class 12 CBSE from the lesson Chemical Kinetics. Okay, so let us see. So before going to session, if you like my video, please share, subscribe my channel Madhavi Madam Chemistry. Okay, so we have to write like this. We have to present the important points what they asked in the long answers like this. Okay, so first let us go for answer. So first of all they asked what is the molecularity of a reaction. So we have to write the definition for the molecularity of a reaction after how it is different from the order of reaction. What is molecularity of a reaction? What is order of a reaction? And molecularity, how that will differentiate the order of the reaction. And name one biomolecular reaction and one trimolecular reaction, gaseous reactions. So what is molecularity? What is molecularity? The number of atoms, ions or molecules participating in the rate determining step of a chemical reaction is called molecularity of the reaction. What is the molecularity means? How many number of atoms or ions or molecules participating in the rate determining step of a chemical reaction is called molecularity of the reaction. Okay, for example, if you take this example, so this is example for bimolecular reaction, dissociation of hydroiodic acid to hydrogen and iodine. So here how many number of molecules are participating? Two hydrogen iodide, two HIs. Okay, so the molecularity of this reaction is 2. That's why this is bimolecular reaction. If you observe here, formation of NO2 from NO and O2. So how many number of molecules are there here? 2 plus 1. Okay, totally 3. So the molecularity of this reaction is 3. That's why this is trimolecular reaction. Okay, so if the molecularity is 2, bimolecular reaction. If the molecularity is 3, trimolecular reaction. So what is the definition? Let us see the definition of molecularity. The number of atoms, the ions or molecules participating in the rate determining step of a chemical reaction is called molecularity of the reaction. Got clarity? Next, what is the order of reaction? Okay, let us see order. Okay, the sum of powers of concentration terms of the reactants in the rate equation is called order of reaction. In the rate equation, the sum of powers of concentration terms. Okay, the sum of powers of concentration term of the reactants in the rate equation is called order of reaction. Not products, only the sum of powers of concentration terms of the reactants. Okay, now in the rate equation is called order of reaction. So this is molecularity and this is order. And what is, let us see how to differentiate the molecularity from the order of reaction. Okay, let us see the presentation also in the descriptive exams, very very important. You have to indicate by using like this black and blacking for subheadings and headings and blue for normal writing. Okay, an important point we have to underline with again your wish by using pencil or black pen. Okay, then first molecularity completed, then order of reaction completed, then differences between molecularity and order. Okay, so this is molecularity and this is order, a small table. Okay, So what is molecularity? Okay, already we saw the definitions of molecularity and order. Okay, then it is determined theoretically. We can determine the molecularity theoretically. So molecularity can be determined theoretically. What about order? It is determined experimentally. So order we can determine experimentally only. So molecularity determined theoretically, order is determined experimentally. Second point, it can have integral values only. Okay, so molecularity have integral values, 1 2 3 like that. It can have integral values only, molecularity. What about order? It can have fractional values also, means half order reaction, 1 by 2 order, fractional orders also is there for order. Okay, molecularity integral values only. What about order? Fractional values also will be. Okay, and the molecularity only integers, and order maybe fractions also. Okay, next it can be unimolecular, bimolecular, termolecular. Basing on the molecularity, these it can be unimolecular, bimolecular. What about order? It may be zero order, first order, second order, like that. Okay, next it is applicable only to elementary reactions. Molecularity only applicable to elementary reactions only. Okay, means they will complete in single step. For that reactions only molecularity is applicable. What about order? Order will applicable to elementary and complex reactions also. Okay, so order can be applicable to elementary and complex reactions. So these are the small differences between molecularity and order. So molecularity can be calculated theoretically. This can be calculated experimentally. These values are integral values, fraction values also for order. It can be unimolecular, bimolecular, termolecular, like that, based on the molecularity. Order may be zero, first order, fraction also. It is applicable only for the elementary reaction, whereas order applicable for elementary and complex reactions. Okay, so we saw that what is the definition of molecularity. Okay, and what is the definition of order of reaction, and third differences between molecularity and order. And in our question they are given name one bimolecular, okay, and trimolecular gaseous reactions. So already I explained the examples. Bimolecular reaction, dissociation of HI, okay, dissociation of hydroiodic acid into hydrogen and iodine. Okay, decomposition or dissociation. Okay, this is example for bimolecular reaction, because only two molecules are participated. No, that's why this is example for bimolecular reaction. And give an example for trimolecular reaction, means here the molecularity is 3. If the molecularity is 3, so those are example for trimolecular reactions. Here example, formation of NO2 from NO and O2. Okay, see here the number of molecules of NO is 2 and number of molecules of oxygen is 1. 2 plus 1, 3. So if the molecularity is 2, this is example for trimolecular reactions. So this is a brief explanation, very important points I covered. So if you write like this, you can get total 8 out of 8 marks in our Sr IPE this March 2026 or February 2026 for CBSE class 12. Okay, Sr IPE. So in this every year from the chemical kinetics lesson, collision theory, one of the question they are asking, or if they ask collision theory, okay, no problem. Otherwise collision theory or molecularity reaction, in these two definitely surely every year 1 8-mark question is coming from chemical kinetics. And from electrochemistry already we saw that Kohlrausch law. Okay, Kohlrausch law and applications, and electrochemical cell, that is Daniel cell. Okay, so these are the 4 questions, very important. Surely if you read these 4 questions, you'll get 2 8-mark questions. So I think you understand this video. If you like my video, please share and subscribe. Thank you.